How we set the trend? When Boga say all them.
Hey everybody, I'm back. And I'm back because it's about that time to re-moisturize my bun before I, tuck it all back in. And I figured I'd come on and share with you guys how I go about doing it, what some of my methods are, because I've noticed that bunning has had both positive and negative feedback. I purposely do two-strand twists before I put my hair in a bun because I think it takes the tension off. When I see people that wear their hair back in buns, they're brushing and they're brushing and they're brushing because they want that smooth bun look, that sleek look with the bun in the back. And I think through trying to achieve that, they end up, wearing on their edges. And I think honestly, between that and really pulling everything back, is what's causing those breaks for them around their edges and their hair and other parts. It's important to be conscious of. You want a good style, but at the same time, again, we're going back to sacrificing our hair for that sleek look. Like I told my sister, since she's transitioning now, I've convinced her to, that her hair isn't going to lay down the same that it did or as easily as when she had a perm. So good things to keep in mind. Some people wash their hair more frequently. It's important to listen to your hair, what's good and what's not, and what's going to work and what's not going to work for your own personal hair. Some of the things that other people do, like wet bunning, that's something that I'm not exactly too keen on for my hair in particular. It's not, because really for me. So I've already taken out my pins. As I've mentioned before, they have the tip on the ends here that keep from really sticking you in your head and tearing into the hair shaft. I have a mirror over there which I will be using. So I know it's a horrible way to take out my scrunchie, right? I actually used two of them, ta-da! And I'll show you why. When you have a lot of hair, I'm gonna get my scratch in. When you have a lot of hair, it's the issue of getting it all up in one thing. Oh, straggler pin there. Getting it all up in one big old bun. That doesn't exactly fly. And I'll tell you why. Not only is it a lot of hair, but it tends to be thick, and sometimes it's still curly at the roots and so forth. And honestly, it looks tighter without actually having the tension. And I'll show you how I do it. And there are other YouTubers that I realize do this method as well. I don't wet my hair a lot. Hardly at all. Even now, my hair actually feels very moist. I'm only doing this over because I had like a straggler twist that decided to fall out. And I figured it was about time, relieve some tension, whatever tension might have been, off of this little part here. I used the Kimmy Tube mix in my old Kinky Curly bottle. Oh, there you go. And I used this. And another thing I used, I wish I would have brought it in here. I forgot. It's my Wild Growth Oil. I use the Wild Growth Oil. It's been great. My hair has been shiny and healthy, both by that and my leave-in conditioner, because it has the aloe and the other oils, and it's been great. I don't wash my hair frequently while bunning. I will say that. Maybe once. If it's twice a month, it's because I'm taking out everything to do it again. But I only wash it like once a month. And like I've mentioned before, all the products I use are all natural, so they're water soluble, which means it's not going to cause as much buildup.
When Boga say all them they were.
I don't want a lot, because what'll happen is it'll shrink and it'll get too curly on the ends, and that's when I get knots. I really don't want knots. A lot of knots. I'm only going to take a little bit and take it over right in my hair. So now that I have that done, what I do from here is I take, I leave separating the top half from the bottom half, or somewhere around that amount. And what this does is it gets the top hair that's a little bit, shorter than the rest of the hair. It can't always make it all the way back. And it gets it nice and, take one of these and I secure it. And I made this a high bun. The last time it was like right in the back of my head. This time I wanted it fairly high because I like to wear scarves when it's a little chilly outside, or other things like a little style scarf around my neck. and I don't want my hair rubbing against it. So I put it up, and I have like this headband that keeps my head warm if it's really chilly outside. It hasn't been yet, but I've still been wearing little fashion scarves, and I really like to keep it off. Because the point of this style is to keep it off my shoulders, to keep it from rubbing, to keep it protected, and so forth. So I'm gonna move it along. Now what you do is you take this, right, and you pull it up towards, hope you can see this, you pull it up towards the rest. You pull it up, up, up. And mind you, I only kept the back because honestly, you don't want a saggy, crazy bun. If you are one of those people that want that tight, clean, there's nothing falling down when you bend your head back, this is it. So I bring it up, and 1 and 2. Try not to do like 3 passovers unless your scrunchie is really stretched out, because some people will really try to push the limit, and I don't think that's healthy as far as the hair that it's on. Some people say that they soak their scrunchies in oils and stuff. I haven't tried that yet. I might. I've considered it. If I notice that area is having trouble, then maybe I'll start trying it. And as you notice, I didn't really put, this much stuff on my head, because like I said, it's fairly already moisturized. Stuff just comes on out. So what I was really focused on was getting these ends that were tucked away moisturized again. Still looking in the mirror. My edge is a little fuzzy because for 1, it's like halfway through the day, or more towards the evening. For 2, because last night I was just so tired of throwing my sister's hair. I just passed out. And I'll just take some and I'll rub it around. And if you wouldn't have noticed, my twists are a bit braided at the on certain parts that tend to come loose a little bit more easily and get fuzzy quickly. I tend to braid them a little bit before I start twisting the rest of the way down. That's just what I do. I know. So this seems about good. I don't want to, well, I don't I can really overdo it, but everything feels really moist and it feels good and feels like it's ready to go on back up. So here's the fun part, or the not so fun part. I know I mentioned before I'll probably demonstrating this on a scarf because it's so odd, but that's probably not going to happen. So as you can see, it's pretty much out. It's a ponytail. So what I do is I kind of, if you've ever wrapped your hair before and you brush all your hair down on all sides, it's sort of the same method when it comes to the top. If you're not sure of that, don't worry, we'll explain it. Kind of find this little middle part here, straight down the middle, to have that, just a little hole in the middle, make for a nice shaped bun. I realized at some of the stores they have like these spongy thingies that you put it inside of your bun and then just take your hair over it. That's a really cool idea. I wish I would have saw that before, but now I have the hair to be able to just make a nice size bun myself. And some of the hair in the back might come out a little bit shorter for whatever reason or another. It's alright, don't freak out. Now you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either take it, fold it over your finger, and pin it and slide your fingers out. That's one way to do it. Other way to do it is what I've been doing because I've been a little lazy, but it's still just as effective. I do this rolling method where I will tuck it over to the side and roll it, and you'll keep rolling it and bringing the new hair over, like literally just bringing it over while you're continuing to roll. It's almost like twisting it. And when you get to a point where it seems like a lot, then you need to start sticking pins in it. And when you stick the pins in, don't go downward like that, because then you're going to stick yourself in the scalp. What you want to do is look for where the scrunchie is and stick it in that, because honestly that's what's going to keep them in. Sometimes you'll have pins come back out. Sticking it into where the scrunchie is or around that part, that's a lot better than sticking it into your scalp or ramming it through other hair. So another thing to notice, that if it's too wide, it's not going to do. You want to make sure that it's close together. That's why you see so many pins in people's hair, because goodness knows that it just takes time and it takes certain kind of effort. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this. Back here is when it gets a little bit shorter for me, and it doesn't round out the same because of the tuck method. So what I do is I use my fingers once again to create the shape. Grab one of these. And these I've been reusing over and over and over again. Nothing's falling off. Everything is still in shape, and I really like these pins a lot. I'm going to pin that up. And initially I'm not using a lot because I'm sort of just building almost like a, I'm going to put it, I'm just building the shape right now, just the general outline of my bun. I really can't see what I'm doing. That one might have been too low. Got something sticking out here. Oh, I gotta look in the mirror. Oh, look, came right back around. That's good. And you'll have some that'll still stick out, some twist, or depending on if your hair is in twist or in something else. The twist just makes it so much easier, like the hairs together. And now as you see, I got a general bun going. I have a general shape. Now what I'm going to do is secure the bun and make sure that my shape is solid, because sometimes you'll find with this technique one side looks a little bit fuller than the other because you rolled so loosely initially. I'm going to take that and I like a really neat clean look. And honestly, I noticed some people will do a bun and they'll keep it in just for that day and then take it back out. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I will do a bun and it will stay in. It will stay in my head for at least 2 weeks. This time, I think I only did it for 1 week, and that's because I realized I needed the moisture. If everything checks out and nothing feels like it's getting everything's not gonna always feel like. I think people confuse greasy with being moisturized. Your hair does not have to be greasy for you to realize, oh, it's moisturized. Honestly, this stuff right here kind of taught me that, because it still feels soft. It doesn't feel coarse. It shouldn't break off in your fingers, because then that's how you know when it breaks off that it's not so well. Right. So, look good, even. Everything's secure, and there are going to be times where you're just going to go back and add in pins because something decides it wants to stick up at that particular moment. That's pretty much how I do it. And like I said, normally I only leave it in for at least 2 weeks, and that's when I actually wash. It's simple, and when you're running out the house, you got to go to work, you got to do stuff. You don't have to worry about here are one of these moments I talked about. You don't have to worry about, I gotta do my hair, or it's still wet, or anything like that. Because like I said, my hair won't dry for anything. Like wash and goes have to be done in like the summertime. It's no other option. So, there you go. And here's the back. Probably have to do this so you can see it. See how it looks, my little hole there to make it look like a solid bun. The other side, like I said, I wish I could close up for you guys, but that is pretty much it, and that's how it works. I think it's a great method. So far it's been working great for my hair. I've been doing it since I did my review in September, the end of September, when I used my split ender. I was doing it on and off before then, but now I have consistently done it since then. So I will say October and November, my hair has been... Sorry I didn't come back on my other video. I'll probably note it in there too. I was done. It takes me like a whole weekend to do my hair now. I really don't have the patience for it all the time. And I'd rather do it when I feel like, instead of getting angry halfway through and you're like, I just want to comb this knot out. You don't want to get to that point. Give yourself time to do your hair, because if you're in a rush, you're probably going to do it wrong or damaging, if that makes sense. So there's my bunning technique. I will be bunning until the next 4 months, December through the beginning of April. Let's see how I feel. It doesn't get boring. People do these challenges and they don't come back. And I'm going to make sure I'm somebody that comes back and I show you. We'll go for my length check video, where my hair was too like a little bit past the little fall. Make sure that no matter what you do, you're taking care, and you're also at the same time taking care of your hair. Okay, guys? So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Positivity is the best. All right? Take care, guys.
It means that Willie, you got, will I insect the trend from cream out here.